What's going on, YouTubers? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to Impact Final Resolution 2020 Preview. Today is December 12th, 2020. It will take place later on tonight on Impact Plus. Impact Plus presents Final Resolution 2020. That will be taking place in Skyway Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. And let's get to the matches, folks. Not wasting any time. So during the show of Impact Wrestling's Go Show edition, pertains to the debut of Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion. There are about, I guess you could say, a couple more matches were added onto the show so far later on tonight. As far as your matches that were already announced, for example, Rich Swann versus Chris Bay for the Impact World title. That's been announced for about 2 weeks now, or maybe 3. Another match also was Ethan Page and Carl Anderson, that also for 3 weeks, to say the least. That was being built up to. And then we get to matches that's going to be announced at the well, matches that were already announced on the show, but matches that were announced after the show too. I don't know if it happened, on that same night when the show was over, or the next night. Either way, there's more matches added to it for Final Resolution, and we're gonna go do it. So let's get to it. The first match, I'm gonna basically start from the bottom, and then I'm gonna work my way from the top. And this won't take long, folks. But just let you all know, I gotta do something first. If this is the first time you're experiencing yours truly, Natural Born Thriller, right here on YouTube, if you're new to my channel, please do so by hitting that subscribe button and also hitting that notification bell for more future contents coming up here, especially everyone's favorite, taking out the trash. And yeah, make sure you hit a like or hit dislike. By the way, just thank you all for joining along with me as I get ready to run this card that's gonna happen later on tonight on Impact Plus for Final Resolution. So, with that out of the way now, let's get right to it. The I'm going to talk about first is this one. This one was not even announced on the show, and it's going to be Hernandez versus Fallah Bahh. But wait, there's more, folks. It's going to be a singles match that's going to feature Kiera Hogan as a special guest referee, and Tasha Steelz, who will be the special guest ring announcer. And it gets better, folks. And whoever wins the match will receive a sum of cash stolen from Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. The same way that Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz stole from Fallah Bahh, the same money that Fallah Bahh stole from Hernandez, the same money that Hernandez stole from Rhino. That's that whole money bullshit that they've been doing on Impact Wrestling. That makes no fucking sense at all. It's so fucking stupid. So I don't care about this match at all. But I am interested to see what Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz does in this match. And what's going to be in the day with the money? I don't know. Maybe Struggle will steal the money. Whatever. I don't care. Moving on to another thing I don't care about. So this match was announced on the Go Home Show edition. Routines with Kenny Omega was showing up on the show of Impact Wrestling. This match was announced. Well, I guess you could say it wasn't really announced. Maybe it was announced by the commentators. So I just didn't pick it up. But they didn't even announce it. Routines to try to advertise it. But it's Tasha Steelz. Tennille Dashwood and Caleb with a K versus Alicia and Eddie Edwards in an intergender tag team match. Don't care about this match either. I will watch it though, but I'm not gonna really pay attention to that much anyway. So I don't care about this match either. This match wasn't even announced on the show. Maybe, but again, maybe it was. I just didn't listen. But it's whatever. And plus, they didn't even bother advertising or even hypo or even remind us what's going to happen for Final Resolution. Other than the main event, and also with the Ethan Page and Carl Anderson. But I digress. So yeah, I would go with Tina Dashwood and Kill for K, but then again, they're gonna be all about taking pictures just for Instagram for Tina Dashwood, and on top of that, you got Eddie Edwards I don't care for anyways. There you go. Finally, a match I can talk about and something I'm actually intrigued with. Eric Young being accompanied by Joe Doring versus Rhino. This match was not announced. I don't think it was. Again, I wasn't really paying attention of anything of it, and on top of that, they didn't really mention it at all about what's going to be on the card for Final Resolution. But this match is happening. Eric Young and Rhino should be a good match. Eric Young for the win. I don't see Rhino here winning, especially we got Joe Doring there. Unless you got the return of Heath coming out of nowhere, and hoping that Rhino to get the win. Who knows? We'll see. But I'm pretty sure Heath's gonna be there, where he's finally gonna be clear and all that from his real injury that he had from Bound for Glory. So we'll see. A match that was announced on the show too, but I'm disappointed how this match was announced on the show. And if this match was going to happen eventually, they should have built it up, like the whole thing that's been built up from this other program. But this is a new program, and the one I'm talking about is the Virtuosa, who is the Impact Knockouts champion, Deonna Purrazzo, being accompanied by Kimberly versus Rosemary, being accompanied by Taya Valkyrie. So Deonna Purrazzo and Rosemary are going to have a match. This match itself is going to be good, but I'm very disappointed how this came about. No build whatsoever, because it was barely any hype around it, other than retains to Rosemary of her character and Deonna Purrazzo for being the best technical wrestler right now in pro wrestling, and it's for the Knockouts title, and this barely got any build up whatsoever. Very disappointing. Meanwhile, you got Deonna Purrazzo in this program with Su Yung. Ace that was being built up, and due to the whole thing with Kairi Sane, not Kairi Sane, with I think about the wrong company. Kylie Ray, let's say Smiley Kylie Ray, not gonna be in pro wrestling anymore, or more chance of being in Impact Wrestling, not because she was originally supposed to be the opponent for Bound for Glory. And I hope she's doing well that way, Kylie Ray. But the match itself should be good. I'm still interested to see the match. It's just that it's very disappointing how they even just came up with this match out of nowhere, right out of the blue. But Deonna Purrazzo is going to retain. So there you go. Unless they have Su Yung escape from the Undead Realm and cause Deonna Purrazzo the match here, or maybe Susie will be a distraction. I don't know, but I'm gonna still go with the Virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo to retain. She's doing a great job being a Knockouts champion, and they should keep that momentum going until we get to Deonna Purrazzo versus Su Yung for Hard to Kill, because I'm assuming that's what it's going to lead to. Which is why they're continuing this program with Su Yung versus Deonna, which I am enjoying. So, match I don't care for. This was announced on the show. Is Larry D versus Tommy Dreamer in an old school rules match. Basic hardcore match. One of Tommy Dreamer's things, with a stipulation on the line. If Dreamer wins, Larry D goes to jail for saying that he was, set up for, pertains to him being Lawrence D, I believe that was the character, who's been always cast under spell, whatever. for his to attempted murder on Johnny E. Bravo. But if Larry D wins, he's a free man. And I'm sure the match is going to be good because, it's this type of match. And Larry D is good. Tony Dreamer, he's decent. But I've always been a favorite of his. But at the same time, I'm getting sick and tired of Tony Dreamer now. I'm up to that point now with Rem now, where I'm getting sick of Tony Dreamer. I got a lot of respect for Tony Dreamer and all that, of him being in the wrestling business for a long time and still doing his thing, especially when it comes to House of Hardcore. But now the overexposure of Tony Dreamer, especially with him of his bad comedy skits on Impact Wrestling, it's really irritating me to the point where I don't want to see you anymore. I can't believe I'm saying this too. One of my all-time favorites in Tony Dreamer. He's become one of those people where I'm saying go away. He's getting go away heat from coming out of me. But Larry D wins, and that means Larry D is also a free man, even though he should be in jail, storyline wise, common sense, because all the whole thing with committing attempted murder, I should say, on Johnny Bravo. Next, we get to the Real Shit Challenge. Oh, I'm sorry, it's called the Defeat Real Shit Challenge with the Desi Shitman, Real Shit Rajul, for the Impact X Division Championship to be determined over who's going to be the opponent. Now, they teased this on the show, on the Golem show, that it's probably going to be TJP in disguise, maybe as Suicide or as Manic. By this point, I don't care anymore. I would say it'll be Jake Crist, but then again, Jake Crist, he's going to be a free agent in 2021. So when we get around, the new year, which thank God, because we need to get out this year already. It's been a terrible year, not just because of the pandemic, but a lot of celebrities dying. We all looked up to, that. It has been a terrible year. And especially from my side of the family, a terrible year of losing a family member because of the damn virus. But yeah. Anyways, Jay Crist, I would say Jay Crist, but he's not going to be part of Impact Wrestling anymore when 2021 comes around, and it's a shame. And if that's the case, then AEW, pick him up, because he is too good and too talented to not be signed to anywhere else. Because to be honest with you, with Jay Crist not being used on Impact Wrestling since the whole Speaking Out movement against his brother Dave Crist, and or just him being in this faction, we're trying to build up the whole, what was it called again, the cancel culture thing that they was doing with Joey Ryan, where they was doing something with Jay Crist with RVD and Katie Forbes, and then when Ryan got fired for that whole situation, and then when Jay Crist getting fired because they were part of those Speaking Up movement, where they were being accused about what they did, and it wasn't good. But it was good for the wrestling business that they got rid of those two pieces of shit from the wrestling business. But anyways, at the end of the day, this wasn't Jay Crist's fault at all. He was a victim of where it pertains to it's just it's hard words to put into it, to be honest with you folks, because I'm trying to find the right words to put in there. Jay Crist is a victim of all this, of not being utilized, because he's involved with Dave Crist, his real life brother, and then with him being part of the storyline with Joey Ryan, and they got nothing from him ever since then. And then now come to find out that he's going to be a free agent in 2021. And which is why we haven't seen him since. Not Summerversary, not at Bound for Glory, not any of these special events on Impact Plus, not even on special events on their regular Impact Wrestling shows, or at Back in Impact Wrestling TV at all. So yeah, you know what? With Jay Crist going elsewhere, I hope he does well elsewhere, because Impact Wrestling doesn't deserve him. But anyways, the point is, this whole beat real shit challenge thing, that at this point I don't care anymore. Unless they got someone from AEW to come out and accept the challenge. Other than that, I don't care. Real shit Raju is going to retain. Then we get to a tag team match. I'm actually looking forward to seeing. They didn't announce it, but I'm looking forward to see it though. Havoc and Nevaeh versus the Sea Stars, which is Ashley Vox and I think this is her real life sister, if I'm not mistaken, but Delmi Exo. And I'm looking forward to this match. I would say the Sea Stars to win, but the thing is they're not in the tournament anymore. Havoc and Nevaeh are. So I think they're gonna have Havoc and Nevaeh win, to give them some advantage, leading up to the next Impact Wrestling show because they're gonna be in the semifinals against Jordan Grace and Jazz. So the last thing they need is losing this match on the show here, and it's not gonna look good on them. So Havoc and Nevaeh for the win, and eventually maybe we'll see the Sea Stars again, and hopefully they'll get a win this time because they're good too. I like them. Ethan Page with Josh Alexander versus Carl Anderson. Carl Anderson's gonna be all by himself. It's not just Carl Anderson. We're gonna get Machine Gun Carl Anderson against All Eagle Ethan Page. A singles match where if Ethan Page wins, the North will get a future Impact World Tag Team Championship title match, and I think they are. They're going to get that. But then again, they do a storyline where Ethan Page and Josh Alexander are arguing back and forth, or to the point that they're going to break up, and I don't want to see that, and I don't want that to happen either. Especially with the rumors that Ethan Page might be leaving Impact Wrestling to go elsewhere. Wow. Yeah. So, I mean, if he's going to leave it, fine, but the way they're doing this, you're basically just telegraphing here that they're not going to get the tag title shots here. So I do see Carl Anderson winning here. And I hope we don't see the breakup on the show here, that Ethan Page and Josh Alexander is a breaking up, where I think Ethan Page just attacks Josh Alexander. I hope we don't get that. Because if they go for that, and we didn't get the match between the North versus Motion Machine Guns yet. Remember, Motion Machine Guns, they didn't get the revenge on the North, which is a tag team match. So we still haven't got to that point yet, but we shall see. But I'm gonna go for Carl Anderson for the win, and then we're going to see more deceptions. More tensions between Ethan Page and Josh Alexander. And finally, the main event will feature the Impact World Champion Rich Swann versus Chris Bay. This match itself is going to be good. I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be great. But the rest of the styles know that. I already know what match it's going to be, and I expect these guys to knock it out the park. Unfortunately, I know it's going to win. Rich Swann. And I'm not saying that as a knock on Rich Swann. I'm saying this because Impact Wrestling are idiots. The way they've been building up Chris Bay of being part of this program with Rich Swann, and he's losing to guys like Eddie Edwards and Willie Mack, and then he's taking out Rich Swann and all that with a couple of people to take out Rich Swann, and then basically telegraphing that he could be the next Impact World Champion. Based on how they did it, they think for someone like me to say, oh yeah, we should get behind Chris Bay, because he may have lost matches, but at least he's looking strong against the Impact World Champion. It doesn't work that way. You gotta have him beat people. Have him beat Edwards. Have him beat Willie Mack. Him being Trey doesn't mean shit, because Trey Miguel ain't doing no more. And him getting that fluke win on the Go Home show from this past week on Tuesday doesn't help his case at all either, because the moves did all the work on Willie Mack, and then Chris Bay took advantage of it, getting the pinfall. How does it making Chris Bay look strong? How does it makes us believe that Chris Bay is going to become an Impact World Champion against Rich Swann for tonight's show? It doesn't. Impact Wrestling did a poor job building up Chris Bay, where we could believe that he could be Impact World Champion. Will he be Impact World Champion in the future? Yes, I believe so. But at this point, I don't care. I think Chris Bay should have never signed with them. I think Chris Bay should just went to went elsewhere, or at least sign to go elsewhere. Not WWE, by the way, not WWE. And because guess what, Chris Bay can do a lot better than what Impact Wrestling is giving. So yeah, I'm going to with Rich Swann for the win here. It's a damn shame. If they would build up this means something with Chris Bay winning matches, maybe I would win with Chris Bay for the win here. No, at the end of the day, it's going to be Chris Bay pulling over Rich Swann. Especially with on the same show, they're building up the show for Final Resolution. Also with the whole thing with Kenny Omega showing up too. Was that Rich Swann is on these ads of Hard to Kill with the Impact World title around his waist and everything. And I said to myself, yeah, you're really tough guy that Chris Bay's going to lose. There's no way you could tell me otherwise. Chris Bay is losing tonight. But anyways, that's and another thing. We're probably gonna see Moose somewhere to talk with Swann after the match, and that's what happens. So, but there you go, folks. That's it. That's my preview for it. I'm gonna end it from here. Wrap it up from here. This show is lacking. This show is itself the card, everything that did that's surrounding it is a poor job of booking it, a poor job of advertising it, a poor job of the matches that they gave us. Not all of it, just those that I don't care for. This is one of the most worst things they ever built up. A Final Resolution for Impact Plus. It's the weakest one ever, and they need to get their shit together because AEW is kicking their asses. AEW is the one that's been the talk of town because of Kenny Omega. So they need to get their shit together and stop with all this goofy nonsense and stop with these non-advertisements and all that of the matches coming out of nowhere, of this wild card matches out of nowhere, and start building shit up, start stacking shit up, make them mean something, like the talents too. But I don't think they will. That's a damn shame. But with that being said, thank you for watching. Again, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you enjoyed this preview, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. Either way, thank you for joining me right here, spending your time as I try to give you the absolute best content I can give you right here on YouTube. From yours truly, Natural Born Driller. So you'll stay well, stay safe, take care of yourself, everything that's going on in the world, wear your mask, love one another, live in peace and harmony for us all. And now I am out here, ta-ta for now, for is Natural Born Driller saying